Hello, welcome to Gadget First. Today we're showing you what parts we'd recommend if you're trying to build a gaming PC under £800 or around the £800 budget. So we've got a full list of parts here. I'll show you the picture at the end because I'm guessing the camera's probably not going to pick that up too well. But let's start with the motherboard. We've got a Gigabyte Z68X UD3P. Now this isn't the motherboard, there's a difference between the Z68XP and the Z68X. The XP has video outputs on the actual motherboard, so you can use the inbuilt graphics on Intel's processors. However, you can't do that with this, but for £80 it's not too much of a compromise because it's £30 extra for the XP model, which has the video outputs, and to be honest I don't think it's completely worth it, because if you're building a gaming PC you're going to be using the outputs from the graphics card anyway. But on the whole, really decent motherboard. It's got nice heat sinks all around it, and it's a good overclocker as well, and general really good build quality because, well, Gigabyte are usually very good. We've got an Intel i5 2500K. Now this has always been one of the best value processors you can get for the price and performance. Runs at 3.3 GHz, definitely easily overclocks to 4 GHz. I've got my current one running at 4.2 GHz because that's what I've got in my system at the moment. 4.2 GHz, although I have had it up to 4.8, but I just run it at 4.2 because I haven't got the best of coolers on there at the moment. But yeah, definitely a recommended processor, even though it's over a year old, but it's still brilliant. £170. That's something you might want to pick up soon, as the stock might start going down when Intel introduces their Ivy Bridge processors. Got 8 GB of crucial tactical DDR3 memory running at 1866 MHz. 1.5 volts to go with the Intel processor, as that's the voltage it prefers for your RAM. 1866 MHz. It's not terribly quicker than 1600 MHz. You're not going to notice blindingly fast, blindingly different results, but it's not too much more expensive, and we are going for a slightly higher spec computer this time. We've got an OCZ ZS series 750 watt 80 plus bronze power supply. That's a mouthful, but it's a decent power supply. It's got really good ratings all over the net, and comes in at £59.98 for a 750 watt power supply that is an 80 plus power supply, so that's pretty damn good. Allows for a bit of upgrading if you need it in the future as well. We've got a Fractal Design Define R3 case. This supports water cooling, it's big enough to host, we've got the, oh no, it isn't the XL version, sorry. Big enough to host a decent sized motherboard, an ATX motherboard, and really nice CPU heat sinks. Haven't got a heatsink on here at the moment because the processor comes with one, and although it's not the best, we think it's adequate for small amounts of overclocking, like 4 GHz. So we've got an XFX AMD Radeon 6970 2 GB card. We were toying with the idea of going with the 6950 1 GB, but there are games now like Battlefield 3, that are requiring a bit more than 1 GB. We were also toying with the idea of going with the 7950, which has 3 GB of video RAM, but it's £100 more and didn't quite fit into our budget. So if that goes down in price, then that's definitely recommended, but the 6970 is still a good choice at this very moment in time. We've got a Seagate 500 GB Momentus XT Hybrid. This has, I think it's 4 GB of solid state memory in with the hard drive, which uses as cache to make certain programs a lot faster. The programs you use most, it will pick up on that and put them in the cache. And we've got 3 Arctic Cooling F12 120mm case fans to be dotted around the system. So as mentioned on our previous video, all these parts are from DABS, and the full price, including delivery, comes to £800.74. You can probably find this a little bit cheaper, as different websites have different parts for lower and higher prices. So if you want the absolute cheapest, you're probably going to have to go to different places to get the different parts. That might incur bigger delivery charges, but if you can get free delivery, then that's probably the way to go. So £800.74 with 74p over budget. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that. So that's our February 2012 under £800 build. Thanks for watching. We'll have our over £800 build soon, and I can warn you that you should only really do that build if you've got a lot of money to spare.